What is going on, guys? MrCraftyFTW here, and today I'm bringing you guys another episode of my Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Best Class Setup videos. And today we're taking a look at the none other than the AK12 returning from Call of Duty Ghost, probably my favorite gun in that game. And I think it's held up to the standards that it did in Ghost in this game as well, because the damage on this thing is absolutely amazing. And we're going with a similar setup that we did in Call of Duty Ghost. So we're going to want to use this gun itself, the AK12, very high in damage. I absolutely love this thing, and it's very, very similar. But there is also a way to increase the, or make the iron sights look a little bit better, but it's pretty much personal preference. If you do equip the foregrip, that will actually change the iron sights slightly, and I personally think it's a little bit better. So definitely give that a go, guys, and let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. But if not, you can go with like a quick draw or another replacement, but I definitely like those iron sights better with the foregrip, and it's going to keep the gun steady when you're firing as well. The second attachment we're going to want to go with is the suppressor, just so you stay off the radar. And it really doesn't take off that much damage from this gun, because like I said, it is a very, very high damage weapon. So it doesn't really, it's not really affected by the suppressor. We're not going with the secondary on this gun, so we're pretty much just going to stick with the combat knife, but we're going with a bunch of perks, obviously. So the first one is going to be overcharged, and that's going to help us with our exo ability, but I'll talk about that later on in the video. The second perk is going to be peripherals, which is going to increase the size of your minimap, and this is very, very, well, first off, it's new to the Call of Duty franchise, but it's a very, very key perk that you want to have, because if you could see more on the minimap, you have a better idea of where the enemies are coming from exactly, and you're pretty much alert a little bit more. So definitely recommend throwing that perk on there. The next two, or the next one I'm going to say, is definitely a must on every single class in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and that is none other than Blast Suppressor, which is going to make your exo movements silent and not show up on the radar, because that is definitely not something that we want in this game. And the final perk is going to be Toughness, but that can be replaced by a ton of other perks in that third tier, because they're all so good. You got Hardline, Scavenger, Toughness. I wouldn't really go with Hardwired, but it's up to you guys. But yeah, that is up to you guys. Exo ability, let's talk about this one. The Exo Stim. This is going to increase our health, or when you're damaged, it's going to help you regen health a little bit quicker. And with the overcharged perk, we will definitely be able to do that for longer periods of time and have increased health, which is almost like there's Juggernaut returning to this game, which is good and bad in some ways. I personally didn't really like it, but it's only for a short period of time, so you definitely want to maximize it with the overcharge. And then we're going to go with an Exo Launcher, the Threat Grenade, which I use on pretty much all my classes, just so when I'm entering a room, I throw it in there, make sure nobody's in there to surprise me or sitting in a corner, because it will highlight them red through objects and walls. So that's definitely something you want to look out for. This is a little bit interesting when we go over to the score streaks. We're using pretty much a UAV with support, because you're gonna be guaranteed that for 750 points. And I like to also throw on top of the support, I like to throw on enemy direction. I think, yes, enemy direction, which will add the orbital VSAT feel to it. So that's something you guys definitely want to throw onto your UAVs, make them a little bit more pimped out. The second score streak is going to be the Assault Drone, and this one is absolutely amazing, especially when you throw on the machine gun. It almost acts as the Dragonfire from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which was a really fun streak to use, and that's only coming in at 750 points. And then the final one is the Missile Strike, and we're going to attach a Nano Swarm to that, which will lead behind a swarm of nanobots, which is always going to get you some more kills, which is something you definitely want. So those are the streaks that we go with. That is the class for the AK12. This one's more of a slaying class, guys, a little bit more stealthy and a little bit well, a lot more killing going on with this class. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the setup nevertheless. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below if you do decide to use it or not. Other than that, guys, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're not already for the latest and greatest Call of Duty Advanced Warfare content. Catch y'all later. It's been your boy MrCrafty for the win, and I'm signing out. Peace, guys.